Hiya guys and welcome to RT Gaming. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.
Hi folks, many thanks for tuning in. It's Revned back for another video, and as ever I do hope you're all well and keeping safe. Now I just want to make a quick guide in terms of gear items, the functionality of the gear items. Now a lot of you would already know this, but for those who have just started their Dragon Raja journey, I do hope this video helps to start your journey off. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Let's dive in. Okay, and apologies in advance if you get annoyed of me saying okay. My wife picked me up on that. She said to me, I watched one of your videos and you should really stop your k. But it's a habit. It's quite hard for me to try and stop that, but I'll try my best. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. So when it comes to the functionality of the gears, okay, you've got a few things to look out for. All right, the first one is the quality of the gears. Now there's different gear qualities in Dragon Raja. You start off with the weakest one, which is a green quality items, and then after that it's the blue quality item, that one there. And then after that it is the purple quality item, and after purple you get an orange quality item. Okay, and I think in the near future we will also get the gold quality item. So that's the first thing you need to look at. What you're trying to achieve really is to get purple items, purple quality items and above. So purple items and orange items is the one that you're literally looking for when it comes on choosing what gears you need to put on. Okay, the second one is the level of the gears. Okay, now if you look into where is it? Okay, here we are. So let's say this is a level 80 blue item. Actually that's the wrong one. I should have a level 80 purple item. I think that's one, yeah. So this level 80 purple item compared to my level 90 purple item, if you look at the basic stats, the higher, it's quite obvious. The higher level item you have, the better stats, basic stats they will give. As simple as that. If you've just started Dragon Raja, you will notice that if you equipped, let's say, a level 40 purple item, okay, and looted a level 50 blue item, you might find that the blue item basic stats is higher than the level 40. Okay, and that's because of the level. So you get new items every 10th level. So level 40 you get a new item set, level 50 you get a new item set, level 60, level 70, and so on and so forth. Okay, there's my okay again, apologies for that. So yeah, that's a couple of things just to look out for. The quality of the item and also the level. But yeah, the higher the level you get, the better stat the item will give. So the next one we need to look at is the random stats. Okay, a lot of people are quite confused as to what random stat they should be doing, or what random stat they should have in their items. Now, the random stats can be transferred from, let's say, a level, where's my purple? Now these are all lower items. If I have another level 90 item, that one there, for example, and if I was to transfer, if I wanted that AP level 870, then I could easily transfer that by doing transfer. You tap on the one that you want to transfer into your main gear, and then you tap the one that you want to replace. Okay, and again, what you're trying to achieve in all items that you've got is a purple random stat or above. And the reason for that is every purple item you will have this bonus random stat item. Now you can only activate this bonus random stat by fulfilling the requirements to activate it. Now 6 purple random stats will activate that purple random bonus stat, right? And 6 orange random stat will activate both of these bonus random stats. All right. So yeah, that's basically it with a random stat. You what you're trying to achieve is to activate these random stats. However, you don't really want to choose a random stat that's not for your class. All right. What I mean by that is the wrong element. Okay, as a Soldan, or each class has its own specific element. Fighter, no, not fighter, Blade Master is a fire element base. Soul Dancer is a water element base. Assassins are earth element based, and gunners are wind element based. Now, if you have fighter in your server, fighter is also a fire element base. Alright, now if you're trying to build your random stat, because you get 6 random stat that you can put on into your gears, okay, and you can, like I said, you can achieve that. The basic one you will get is 1 or 2 no, sorry, 1 or 2 3 random stats, 2 or 3 random stats per item, okay, especially the purple one. I think you get 1 random stat for green, you get 2 random stats from blue, you get 3 from purple, and I'm not entirely sure if you get 4 from orange, but looking at the pattern, seems to be that way. Alright. So yeah, what I was saying in terms of random stat is you've got to know what your priorities are when it comes to stat, because these random stats are the ones that makes the difference when it comes to your own unique build. Alright. But one thing you need to watch out for are those element stats. For example, if you have where is my element attack? Let's say that wind attack there is a purple or an orange wind attack. I wouldn't transfer it in my gear simply because that wind attack has no use for me as a Soul Dancer. I said earlier that Soul Dancer is a water-based attack, water element based. So wind attacks, fire attacks, earth attacks won't do me any good, basically. Okay, so you've got to be wise as to what you're putting on into your random stat gears. You don't want to be putting on random stats, random stats. Does that make sense? Just to unlock these 7th and 8th random stat. That's not how it works. You need to be wise. Is it worth, picking a random element stat that's not for your class? I don't think it is at all. So you've got to be wise. All right. You would also need to decide for yourself what build you're trying to do. If you're building a full DPS glass cannon build, or if you are doing a hybrid sort of build, or a tank build, random stats are the one that makes the difference, that makes your build unique. Okay, now for my Soul Dancer, I did have a video previously in terms of my random stats, and I've chosen 6 different random stats. The one that gets me the it's more on a half survival and half offense / healer sort of type. Okay, at the moment I've just put on dex in some of my gears, just because we've literally turned 90 a few weeks ago, maybe let's say 3 weeks ago, and it's quite hard to find the right stats that I'm looking for. When it comes to my random stats, go and look at my video, random stats for SD. I'm still sticking it with on those 6 stats. But yeah, if I was to recommend a DPS build for any class, it would be the likes of int or STR, the dex, your either physical or magical attack, and I would also recommend your element attack. So that's for DPS build. Maybe a crit level. It's up to you. It's up to you how you want to build your character. Okay, everyone's got different sort of view as to what their character should be. All right. But yeah, you know, when it comes to random stat, that's the kind of thing that you need to look out for. Okay, what you're trying to get is to get a maximum, well, a set of 6 purple stat to activate the 7 stat, and then a set of orange stats to activate the 8 stats. Okay, the 7th and the 8th stat together. But that's quite hard to achieve unless you're just putting on random stats in there. Okay, so yeah, in terms of random stats, that's one thing, and another that I maybe worth mentioning is the actual class switching system. Okay, now some of you would already know this, but when it comes to your element attacks, for example, this one here has got the wind attack in there. Well, let me see if I can get a purple element attack. Where is that? SDR and water attack. Oh well, okay, water attack. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Let's see. Well, I can't really find any purple one. Anyway, let's have a look at this armor here. Okay, the class switching bonus or a class switching element benefit. I think that's the easiest way to put it that way. Yeah. So when it comes to, let's say, if I was no, I'm a soul dancer right now. Yeah, I'm a soul dancer right now. If I looted a purple item, a level 90 purple item with an orange stat of, let's say, fire attack. What I would do then is switch my class into, let's say, a fighter or a blade master, and then transfer that stat, whatever stat that was, the fire attack stat, into my main gear, and then after 24 hours switch back into soul dancer, and that fire attack will then become water attack. Okay, and it same goes for int and SDR. Let's see, where is that SDR? There was an SDR, wasn't there? Yeah, for example. Okay, now I've got an SDR 31. Let's say that SDR was 50. SDR 50. I don't even think you get that at this moment, but yes, let's say that SDR 50, and it's such a waste because I don't use SDR, I use int. Okay, what I would do is I would then switch to any SDR class, so that would be either a fighter, either a blade master, or a gunslinger. I switch to any of those class, and then transfer that SDR 50 into my main gear. Okay, if I was to transfer that SDR somewhere here, and then after 24 hours I switch back to my soul dancer, that SDR on your main gear would then switch to int. Okay, it's the same for magical attack and physical attack. If you get a physical attack stats that is higher, what you can do is switch to, or what I can do as a soul dancer, because I don't use physical attack, if I get a physical attack there as, let's say, physical attack 357 rather than fire death, physical attack 357 or 300 or let's say 400, physical attack 400, what I would do is I would then switch to a physical character, physical class, and then transfer that physical attack into my main gears. After 24 hours I would switch back to my soul dancer, and then that physical attack will then get converted or changed into a magical attack. Alright, the thing that you need to watch out for, okay, if you have switched into a well, and this is through elements, okay, if you have switched, let's say if I switch into a fighter to transfer an element, a fire attack element, and then you've looted another gear that has a different element, for example a wind attack, and you transferred it into your gear, that would not work. You need to be the class that owns that element. You can't be a fighter transferring a wind element into your main gear and switching back to Soul Dancer. It would not change to a water attack, if that makes sense. Okay, you need to be the class that owns that element to be able to convert that element into whatever class you are going. Okay, so if you have I don't know how to say this or how to explain this in a much more easier way. So let's say if you have a wind or let's say you have a fire attack there, and then you have a wind attack there, okay, and then you changed into a gunslinger to transfer that wind attack, and you also transferred that fire attack at the same time. That fire attack won't change, it will remain fire attack unless you change into a fighter. Okay, so you've got to be careful with that. The only element you can transfer and convert is the element of your class. Okay, I hope that makes sense in some ways. But if not, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and answer it in the simplest way I can. Okay. So last but not least, when it comes to gear items, are your Dracs. Okay, now you would see items, you'll be able to tell if your item has a Drac because of these little signs here. Okay, Drac items are draconian items. Okay, these you've got different types of Dracs. Alright, so you've also got to pick the most suited Drac for your class. Now you can see the class or the Drac from gear, and then the Drac window here, the gallery of the Drac. Okay, now you can see on my weapon Drac that I've already unlocked 3 Dracs, but I'm using Sharp, which is inside. Now remember, if you haven't seen my videos when it comes to my Soul Dancer, please have a look back, because what I'm building in my Soul Dancer is a support / healer type, and that's why I have that insight in there. I'm trying to increase my insight as much as possible, rather than my end. Okay, so for basically this is where you can see all the Dracs. Okay, now it's really hard to get an orange Drac and a gold Drac, or especially gold Drac. It's really hard. You have to be really lucky to be able to get that gold Drac and orange, I suppose, but you can also buy them if you've got loads of diamonds, but I wouldn't recommend that if you're just starting. Okay, I'd stick to purple. And look at all my gears, I still have purple ones in here, but you need to be careful because not all orange is better, and not all orange is applicable to your class. Show you a difference here. So my gloves here, I've unlocked an orange Drac, which is Knight of Hunt. With every 10% HP the target loses, the damage dealt to them by normal attacks increased by 1%. Now, as a Soul Dancer, we have huge CDR, so we pretty much use skills all the time. And for me to use that, it'd be pointless. So even though it's a higher tier Drac, I still use my intelligence Drac, because this helps me more than that. Okay, so just to keep an eye on that one. But yeah, if you want to know more about your Dracs, all you need to do is just have a look into this section here from your gears, and you'll be able to see all the Dracs that are available for your gears, okay, at your current server rate. One thing also is worth mentioning is if you have Dracs that you cannot sell, sorry about that, that you cannot sell or you cannot list, because I think the only Dracs that you can sell are the orange Dracs, okay, but you can also loot orange Dracs that you cannot sell, okay. What I would say is if you don't need it, don't equip it, because what you can do towards the end is merge them. Then you have a chance to maybe get an orange Drac or a gold Drac. So if you have a Drac that you don't necessarily need to use, like for example, I'm a Soul Dancer, and the Drac of this piece of item here is Source of Strength, so it increases my strength by 114. However, I don't use strength, so it's pretty useless if I unlock that. So why would I unlock it? What I'm doing is I'm just waiting to get a necklace, because I want to change that into something. Okay, I want to change that to another purple, or if I get lucky, I want to change that into an orange Drac or a gold Drac even. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much all what you need to look out when it comes to Drac. And like I said, you know, if you looted a Drac that isn't suitable for your class, don't dismantle it. Certainly don't dismantle it. Don't equip the Drac item. Okay, wait until you can merge the Drac. I mean, our merging system is a bit different from what it was before. Before there was about 2 merging system, just 2 items you merge and you create a new Drac. But this time there's a lot more. But I'm not sure, you know, what your server is like when it comes to merging Dracs. So you can see there that yeah, you can see the percentage and all that sort of thing in there. So if I try and put all of that in, you know, I've got 53% of merging failing the merge. Yeah, so I usually do 2 merge. So if it fails, it's not so bad. But yeah, I don't think it's worth merging more than 2. Well, that's just me anyway. Okay, we all have different opinions on that. And just the last thing that I need to mention when it comes to gears, when you dismantle a blue item, I'll dismantle this one now because I don't need that. Just confirm that you get a gold. You get 200 gold, but if you dismantle a purple item, don't need that as well, you get Lost Whisper. Okay, now Lost Whisper, you can exchange that into a Draconian item. Okay, which some of you might already have found out, but it's worth mentioning anyway. Let me see how much. Okay, not enough. But yes, let me go out of my house. What I can show you is the list of all the Drac items that you can see, that you can get from these Lost Whispers. So if you use that, you then just go into your, yeah, to Vera. I think it's Vera. Is it Vera? No, Vegas. Vera. It's an ally Vera, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, you can exchange your Lost Whisper, 220 Lost Whisper, for a random Drac item. Now I'm hoping to get that Drac this week, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I've only got 1 dungeon. Oh well, maybe it could happen over the weekend. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get necklace, so then I can then merge it into a different Drac. So I mean, you can see there what Dracs you might get from this this piece of item, but like I said, you use them to merge to get more items. Okay, but if you haven't got Drac item yet on any particular piece, you can use this, because the Drac stays in your character once you've equipped it. Once you have equipped it, and if you have equipped a higher level gear, the Drac remains there. Okay, and then you can change your Drac or your active Drac by looking at the gallery and selecting the Drac that you've already unlocked. Okay, now I know it's quite a lengthy video, but I do hope that have been useful to you guys, and yes, you know, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you very shortly. Thanks very much, guys. Ta-da!